well that day.
Too right, it was the last 32 as well, so both players were embedded into the tournament. Why coming through 4-2? Arguably, in terms of...
Then it did get edgy. I mean, the last frame was a bit of a fall over the line job, but the fact is he got the job done. Trump was disappointing. I'm sure he'll remember that match last season.
Overall, head-to-head wise, White trails Trump 4-1.
Oh, that barely practicing every day since he lost at the Crucible. Why would he? But he looks sharp today so far. We've seen in this tournament the reason slaving away on the practice table. It doesn't seem to take long for them to find something. They both played really well to win their groups.
Aye.
And the various formats it's had. It's a tournament he likes playing in. It's a good way to tune up. And it's an opportunity, of course, to win questions. So this is to win 2 tickets to the day Judd Trump plays at the Champion of Champions in Bolton in November. What was his first ranking title? So what was Judd Trump's first snooker? That's at CL Snooker. And we will reveal the winner and the answer this evening. It's another tournament he likes, isn't it? The Champion of Champions made a maximum in the final last year against Ronnie O'Sullivan, albeit in a losing.
Yes, and during the previously published the qualifying schedule for the Champion of Champions.
31.
Right, he's looking good to play as the World Seniors Champion. He's not guaranteed yet.
Trump won the Masters, so that's one of the big tournaments.
$39. $25.
There weren't 16 winners. One of the reasons the likes of Judd Trump this time, maybe a few of them will miss out.
Yes, I mean, when Trump was winning all those tournaments, I think last season overall would have been a disappointment for him, even though he did win the Masters, which is a huge tournament. Dipped a little after that. He could have won the World Grand Prix the following week, probably should have done. But then the results were hard to come by, and of course he did lose first round at the Crucible to silverware this season. He starts at number 4 in the world.
61.
At the same time, which would be potentially expensive. That's why he played it slowly, and ultimately that's why he's out of position.
ST Classic losing to Jimmy White. He's not going to take any liberties here, Trump. Yeah, there was value in the double, the way surely 1-0 to him. Exactly what he's done, so he's looking good here. Surely not. Well, they knocked a colour in or something, but on a day like today when he's playing well, that red, it glanced off the brown and went in the corner. But he has missed the brown, so the break ends.
75.
Swift 75 from Judd Trump. I think sometimes, and I think we saw this at the back half of last season, you just start getting a couple of disappointing mistakes. You're not quite in the right frame of mind. He had a very tough draw at the Crucible against McGill, probably the toughest he could have had really in round 1.
I think that's what they took. You know, Dave, I came in very early into the arena this morning, got some stuff to write, And in order to get to our work position, you have to walk right past the practice tables. It was maybe 25 past 9.
30 years ago, you'd never see Jimmy in a practice. Incredible dedication he has. But I did feel in that first match, he was almost like he was too excited to be playing again. He seemed a bit anxious, and maybe that contributed. But then again, you know, they could win it. Now, he has forced the error. It's just a question now what he has to go at. A lot of reds are covering one another. Taking this on, I think, to the green pocket. Yeah, he was sort of forced into that. And again, Trump's had a bit of running, really, to leave.
One.
Really do hope. He's wonderful to watch. He's got star quality, and he plays the game in a very attractive manner.
8.
He is rather unorthodox. And I think he's dependent on coordination and confidence. Maybe that wasn't there last season. As confidence can go, it can just as quickly come back.
Last season, but obviously no crowds here. Maybe the minute his confidence sort of suffered, and the fact it wasn't quite working maybe contributed to how he was feeling. It did look at one stage like, I mean, he became world number 1 and was world champion, of course, like he had sort of conquered all, but just refused to go anywhere. I mean, just last year, 2022, Trump got to the semis again at the Crucible. So by now he may have expected to have seen them off, but they're still there. Alongside the likes of Luca Brissell and Mark Selby, just to the major titles.
Campaign as well. Now this is quite tricky. Easy to hit the far jaw here. Oh, well played. Well played indeed. One thing I think that's very much in Trump's on tables, as you say, in the invitation version of the Championship League. Now he's also played on these tables.
54.
They're very
Yeah. And for a first day back, this is impressive thing as well. When he played the safety that looked like it might let Jimmy White in the end, he wasn't left with anything easy at all.
60.
Snookers are required. To cut this black in.
And loss of this frame basically means that
75.
Jimmy White's
76. $80.
The race is on up there. It's a three-way race between John Higgins, Neil Robertson and Judd Trump. He's made 902. Robertson just 40, so he's the favourite, but we'll see who gets there.
88.
well, a few more to fire. He could find the extra 98 in this campaign. It's an outside chance, but not impossible.
Needs a trick shot. Not quite, but 95 is a frame-winning break, and Judd Trump firmly on top here. 2 against Andy Lee. The first was a 2-2 draw between Joe Perry and Stuart Carrington, so Perry against Lee will be the final match. I'm sure we will see plenty of that later. Can change here. Well, that could have been a lot worse. He flicked the red, but it sent the cue ball back to Volk. Plays his group at the Champion of Champions. The tournament is the 13th to the 19th of November. Oh, he's had a touch here, by the way. He's had a touch. Seems a little bit blessed.
In the Champion of Champions. We don't know when that will be, but we do know it's either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday of the week. Could be logistically difficult for the organ. Well, that's more like it. White is getting his bad. Mind you, it is day 13 of the Bet Victor Championship League.
Well, this time he's not been punished. Golden on Friday, and then next week we're into stage 2, winners week. All the group winners come back.
One.
Granite comes to mind.
Jimmy White, 7.
Years ago, he may be accused of being a bit casual about the big occasions.
1.
Now, so much, and maybe that's just putting him on edge a little bit.
Tell you what, Dave, there was some edgy snee.
I was delighted by Holty. Obviously coming in late with Ronnie O'Sullivan withdrawing.
Well, he lost to Rod Lawler, and he genuinely thought he'd blown his chance. He got a face like thunder when I saw him backstage. Came out off the table that reeked of frustration. But Burden missed the yellow in the opening frame. Holt, and then Michael dominated the third. And that was good enough.
That was a nice little... Because one thing's for sure, whether he... Perhaps for some time.
24.
At this visit. We'll have a long wait then until the last...
Yesterday, Noppon Sankar won his first 2 matches, looked good in doing so. Described. What followed was
39.
3 frames of that match were all decided on the black. Davis was 1-0 down, cleared, and the 4th frame fell to Sankar by the narrowest possible margin.
47.
.46, and it's going to be
55.
over to Jussa tonight to stop Pink then for the perfect start. 2-3-0s for Judd Trump. Of course, in the prime of his career, to more success.
62.
Been very quick.
7.
This looks a better chance.
Big century here could be very valuable indeed. Rhian Evans 3-0 also. They'd be entirely level.
86.
But then a draw, more than likely, against Zusa would be enough.
.95.
Yeah, and for the second match in succession, he's surely going to win the
98.
clinching. Good stuff here from Judd
102.
Trump. So reversed the WSD Classic a few months back.
107.
Pretty miserable session for Jimmy White,
113.
losing all 6 frames. It's the opposite, who's completed his second successive 3-0 victory, 120 clearance to complete it. So Judd Trump, clearly the man to beat in this group. He's got a break, of course, until